Welcome back, everyone. Today we are continuing our honor mode playthrough. We're doing another post-commentary today. I found that I was able to think more strategically when I do the post-commentary, so I figured that I'll just try that out for now and see how I like that. So here, we're going up to talk to Arabella's parents. She is the lady, or the little girl that we saved from Kaga and her snake. So her parents are reprimanding her, and I just thought, it was a fun scene to keep in. So we got this amulet from them. It gives us dancing lights, which I'm not sure how that could be useful. Maybe in Act 2. So I'll keep it for now. And then I go talk to Mole. And in my first playthrough, I didn't side with, but I helped these guys do their plan. But I don't want to steal the symbol or idol of Sylvanas because I'm worried that it will upset the druids, and I really am trying to do a peaceful grove playthrough. I haven't done it that way before, so and here I don't know how. Do they just always know if you pick heads or tails? Because I got upset and I was like, fine, you win. So Mole can win for now. And then I needed to find access to their hidey hole, so I went and talked to the little tiefling, and then I have advantage, and I just had to leave the nat 20 in, so we get that. I found the entrance, and then I realized here that I hadn't leveled up Asterion and Gale, and you'll see upcoming, and I talked about it last episode, I am going to get rid of Asterion in this episode, or take him just off of our party, and so I shouldn't have even left him leveling up, but I figured it was important. Maybe we'll come back to him. And then you could see me leveling up Gale there as well, and then here's me talking to Mole to tell her that I just don't think it's worth it for me to get into her business right now. So now, here we find Wyll. I have never played with Wyll in my party, or Karlach, and that is kind of the goal of today's episode, is to get both of them in our party. So eventually we meet Wyll, and he goes to our camp. We'll get him soon. And then I just started to talk to people around the grove that I hadn't talked to before, and I just thought some of them were interesting, so I just left some of it in to just add to our characters. I edit these pretty heavily, but I am not rushing through the game. I am still playing it at a normal pace. That was a fun little encounter that I had never seen before, and it gave us some inspiration, so yeah. And then Gale starts talking to us about his condition, and previously I had Gale go against Mistra, but I think I'm going to have him stay aligned with her in this playthrough if I can. And I don't really remember how to do that, but that's just my plan for the playthrough. So after that, we go and talk to Lae'zel, or Lae'zel talks to Zoru to find where the creche is. And I wanted Lae'zel to be on my side, but then I remembered I think I'm going to take Lae'zel out too, so I didn't care as much about that encounter as I did at the start. Here, I made sure to talk to Zevlor with Gale because he has a +3 to persuasion, and I wasn't sure if there would be any checks, but there ended up not being any, but I am proud of myself for remembering to do that. So, and yeah, I'm just trying to talk to Zevlor because I really want them to find peace, but so we need to find Halsin first, I think, is how you do it. So we're going to do that after we get Karlach and Wyll. Speaking of that, we're leveling up Wyll right now. He's a warlock. I played a warlock as my first character, so I'm pretty familiar with what I want to do with him. And I chose Hex instead of armor because I think damage will be something that we use more effectively than defense. So that's why I chose that. And then the agonizing blast or repellent blast or whatever they're called are just so good. I think Eldritch Blast is one of the coolest spells or warlock abilities in the game. So after this, I didn't realize that Raphael shows up so soon in Act 1, but I went up here as Lae'zel, and so she's in the cutscene, unfortunately, but Raphael shows himself, and he starts to be a creep, and he says a lullaby to us, and then I compliment his decor, look at that. Then some corny thing like that. Oh, enjoy your meal, it might be your last. Cringe. Then he transforms into a devil. And I'm like, fair enough. And he cracks his neck. He thinks he's all cool. And Lae'zel's like, what are you doing? I do think I want to do more with Raphael this playthrough, as I hadn't done anything with him in my previous playthrough. I just denied him pretty much the whole way. And now we come up to these absolutist cultists. And I didn't realize that I was about to start a fight with them, because usually I side with them just to trick them into taking me to where I need to go. But I told them I was the refugee, and then they just started the fight, and I was like, okay, fair enough. And I left this in here too. I learned about Dread Ambusher. I didn't realize that was a thing. I didn't realize I had gained that when I leveled up. So, and you'll see me use it later in the episode too. So, that's just something I'm going to keep track of now. And this I kept in because my little guy from Wyll, he didn't come with us. So he was all the way back at the Grove still. And I just thought it was funny that he had to come all the way back. I made Lae'zel I forget what it's called, the warrior commander or something, where she can expend superiority dice to command her allies. It stinks because I do take Lae'zel out of the party soon, because I've never played a character like that, and I think I would enjoy it. So if this playthrough doesn't end up being the one, then I might take Lae'zel and do that one. Battle Master? Is that what it's called? I know it's not Warrior Commander, but it's something like that. And then here we find Scratch. And I figured, you gotta leave it in.
Nat 20.
So here we're meeting Karlach, and I've also never played with her in my party before either, so I'm really excited because I've never played a barbarian. So I am going to take Lae'zel out and put her in, and I had never seen this interaction either between Wyll and Karlach, so I wanted to keep some parts of this in as well. So we get Karlach in the party, and now we're going to level her up. Like I said, I've never played a barbarian before, so I wasn't sure what to expect. All I know was that they can go into a rage, and I know there's different kinds of rages, but I don't know what they all do. So it went a little fast there, but I took the bear rage stance, so I just take less damage overall. Here is where things get crazy. Here I'm using Dread Ambusher again to just one-shot this enemy with Hellish Rebuke, or I guess two-shot with Hellish Rebuke from Wyll. And the mood after that Hellish Rebuke, I was like, oh, this will be easier than normal because one's already dead. Hold my horses. I got confident, I guess, too overconfident, cocky, you could say. I didn't go in a rage yet because I couldn't reach anyone on turn 1, so I was going to wait. I get double crit and knocked down. So that's 3 attacks on 1 turn. He puts Shield of Faith on his friend and then casts Tears Protection or whatever. How many actions does this guy have? He's crazy. So then I'm very worried. That happens and I am freaking out. But I am like, okay, no need to freak out. We just need to be calm. And then I remembered I had Brace, so I slid it over, used it. And then I think here, I wish I would have realized I have Wyvern Toxin in my backpack. But I don't realize that right now. I used I forget what his name is. The little lizard guy, which I love him, by the way, to try and hit him. And then I get another double crit. Like, hello? This guy is amazing. I think he has advantage somehow. So here I'm trying to figure out how to revive people because I'm not in range and I didn't realize I wasn't in range. And they're in the fog cloud, so I can't see them. Luckily their magic missile hits because, it can't miss, but thankfully it breaks Tears Protection. Which I don't know what it does, but it has to be good. Because, yeah. Another mistake I made, I should have tried to get rid of the... double back-to-back crits right there. I think he's hit 6 critical strikes in a row. And if I'm interpreting that wrong, let me know. I know he probably has advantage because they're downed, but still, that's insane. So there I used the Wyvern Toxin. Also, is this a bug? I got revived or resurrected, and then I could use Dread Ambusher again. But I need to recheck the wording, but when I read it, I think it said on the first turn of combat. And I'm thinking it's not the first turn of combat. It's the first turn of your combat after being revived, but that's not the same thing. Here I don't loot the guy's body because I can't ever remember if it takes an action or not, so I didn't do that. She uses Hold Person on me. She could have ended the playthrough right there, I think, if she has an AoE spell. But here I go out and I think I try and go down. Yeah, I try and go down because I want to revive Karlach and Wyll. But I was saying I wish I would have gotten rid of her mirror images sooner because they're just so useful. I also didn't know that shield makes you immune to magic missile. I learned that right now. So you live and you learn, though. Use a health potion just to stay alive. Because she did, I think, 9 damage to me that last turn. So I got up to 10 at least. I get Karlach up first. I think I hide, yeah, and then pretty much the rest of this fight is just, it's sealed, like I'll win, but it's just an annoying win. Spoiler alert, but the cheeks were clenched for sure. Here, I just couldn't figure out what the right move to do was, so I thought maybe I could throw a javelin. I tried that, but no, the path was still interrupted, so I couldn't. And here I decided to just chug a potion, and I think I dash out the back door, or towards that direction. My plan now is to surround her from the ladder entrance from the back of the building. And then I think I realize here that I wish I would have grabbed Wyll. So then I just move back a little bit to get him. Thankfully, they use hold person again instead of an offensive spell. Here I have 1 health, so I realize I have to take a potion. I also didn't want to step through the acid, but I did, so life goes on. Here I realize that I can probably just start getting rid of her mirror images and while Wyll and Karlach flank, so I'm trying to do that. Here I have just enough movement to not get up, so I think I decide to take a dash action on both of Karlach and Wyll. Here, I think I make a mistake in positioning. I don't think here I should put Wyll right next to Karlach. In the case where they have an AoE spell, they're both so low that I'd rather have them separated so they couldn't go down 2 at once. Here, I wanted to try and shockwave her like off, but I don't think I can. Her shield went down, so I could magic missile her, and from this point it's just, we're all ganging up on her just to kill her, so Karlach, I think, just takes her out, maybe. Oh no, I try and shove her off and that didn't work, so then I miss my reckless attack, 75% chance to hit, and Wyll takes her out. So here, Karlach goes crazy, and this is when I decide to loot the whole place. I think or I didn't show it, but I did loot the guy's body upstairs to get the good sword. And then I did not know this happened, and this was so cool. Wyll gets turned into a dang tiefling or a devil or something. I don't know the correct terminology, but I just thought that was so cool. Like I said, I've never played with him and Karlach before, so I don't know their stories like at all. And this girl's kind of cool. So she like threatens us or whatever, and then pretty much we just take a long rest, and that's the end of this episode. Here's us meeting Scratch at the camp, and I'll leave you guys with that. I can't wait to play more, and episode 5 will be coming out soon.